Today I'll be showing you on how uh, an Ansible playbook when run will install Jenkins on another machine, and after that we'll create a job through Ansible. The job will basically do the work of building a repo which is cloned from Git, and all these things are automatically done on through the Ansible playbook. So I'll just run this playbook, Ansible playbook inventory, and while this is running, we can just go through what all is uh, happening in the playbook. So the first initially we are installing a list of packages that will be required for the repo to run, as well as to clone something from Git. We'll need Git, and these few packages are needed for the repository which will be running. After that, we are uh, having a few steps to build to install Jenkins, and for which we need to run a few shell commands. So we'll get the Jenkins files, set up Jenkins, and run the script to install Jenkins. And before installation, we have to do uh, a, a sudo get apt get update, as it is required before installation of any projects. Then what we do is we clone the repo. Right now, as you see, the packages are still getting installed. So uh, then we do is we clone this Git repository, and after this we will copy once the Jenkins gets installed. We have a config.xml file which is created inside this folder on the host machine. So we basically will copy this Jenkins, this another config file, which basically removes the security uh, uh, from the configuration, so that we can access it without password, access Jenkins dashboard without the password. Then we copy the job config.xml from our Ansible machine to the host machine, and this is basically the Jenkins job which we want to create. So we'll copy this XML, and after that we'll download the Jenkins client jar so that we can use it to run later the Jenkins job and create the job. So once this download is done, we'll restart Jenkins and wait for a few seconds so that it restarts, and then we create a Jenkins job which on the host machine, and after it's created we run this job. So I'll just pause for a few seconds while these packages and all these steps run, and then we can see on this, and I'll continue after it is installed. All right, so now the installations have completed, and as we can see, these uh, packages have been installed. We get the Jenkins file and install Jenkins, cloning the repository. Then we are copying the files, and in the end, we are creating a Jenkins job. Now, to check if this job has gotten created on or not, we will go to the Jenkins dashboard, and this as you see, this is the IP address of the host VM. So we go to this IP address and the port 8080, and we see that this sample job has gotten created. So we can run this job, we can build this job, and now see what happens. As you can see, it is building, and